Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Laker family, where we have some nice trade rumor talk going on right now in Laker Nation. There's been a couple of point guards. Their names have been linked to us as of recently. Some of them that I'm kind of excited about. Some of them that I really don't think is believable. Things like that. The first person I really wanted to dive into was Lonzo Ball. Now, I know people have their different opinions about Lonzo Ball, but I was all for that. Like as soon as I heard that, I was all for it. The one thing we really lacked, especially that first round of the playoffs, was a second playmaker. Everything seemed to just fall on LeBron James. Uh, Dennis Schroeder couldn't do it. I mean, Dennis Schroeder, it was like once his offense, his scoring, was not going the way he would have liked it to. He was just basically a non-factor. He couldn't provide anything else. Um, as well as his defense had dropped off in the playoffs. He played great defense throughout the season, and then when the playoffs came, his defense just tailed off. It was like once his offense went, his complete focus went away too on the defensive end. I feel like that's what Lonzo Ball provides, even if his offense is not necessarily firing on all cylinders. He's still one of the league's most elite defenders at that position. You got Drew Holiday, Ben Simmons, and Lonzo Ball. Of course, you got to throw in Patrick Beverly as well. I think those four there are like the top four defenders at that position in the league. Whether it's on ball or off ball, they're great at what they do. Um, I feel like Lonzo would fit our team perfectly. Feeding, there were a lot of times where our guards were not finding Anthony Davis. He would get lost in the offense. Feel like Lonzo Ball is a savant at knowing where to get guys their shots in their sweet spots, and as well as knowing uh, when guys need their touches, kind of like a CP3 type of point guard. You have to have that in the back of your head. Okay, this guy hasn't got enough touches. We went away from him too long. We got to go back to the money man. Those type of decisions we did not have, other than LeBron James, and that showed severely in that first round of the playoffs. Um, and not just the defensive side of the ball. He's improved his 3-point shooting to the point to where it's above respectable. I think it was like 39%, somewhere like that he finished the year. And Lonzo is one of those players. It seems like every time he finds his stride and it looks like he's about to ascend to the next tier, something happens, like an injury or something. That's kind of been his career at this point. But he's still young and he still has room to grow. And the good thing about him is he wants to grow. He's been working on his game. He revamped his whole 3-point shot. That shows me that he's in the gym. He wants this. He wants to get better. That's what I like. So that and plus the youth is on his side. He has plenty of upside to continue to grow. Now, as a way of getting him, it's still going to be tough because, for one, everything starts with if the Pelicans want him, which it seems like they're kind of iffy right now about giving him that bag that he wants. So he's restricted. So somebody can offer him something, but the Pelicans can match. Now the thing is, do the Pelicans want to match? And or you can do a sign and trade if they want to sign and trade him to a team like that. So then you have to look at, if they do a sign and trade, do we have anything of interest that they would be wanting back? So you have to look at all those things. Now we have uh, that would still be like similar situations with the next two guards that I'm going to mention, which is Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook. Um, I've heard some CP3 rumblings late yesterday about there's a slim chance, LeBron, uh, that's their buddies, so that LeBron wants CP3, and if we could get our hands on him, LeBron would want him here. But that would be CP3 having to turn down what was, I think, $100 million extension in the future with the Suns. That would be that type of money he would be turning down to come to us and sign like some veteran minimum type of deal. And would he really want to just get rid of all that money for a chance to compete for a ring with LeBron? I highly doubt that, but who knows? And at this point, I'm not really uh, big of a CP3 fan of the person. I've never been. It's probably been a span over the past 4 or 5 years. I've kind of fallen out of liking CP3 only because of his personality. He's grown to be a dirty player on the court. He's just a crybaby. He learned how to flop when he got there to Houston. It's like when he got there with Houston with James Harden, he learned how to flop, and it started going down south. All the crying and whining and complaining, trying to hurt players, just dirty. So I've never um, I've never disliked his game because I feel like he has what a lot of these new point guards lack. These new point guards just want to be shooting guards masquerading as a point guard, but at the same time, um, you know, CP3 just is a terrible. He has became a terrible human being, in my opinion. Um, then you have Russell Westbrook. I've heard this yesterday. It was like shocking news to me, but all the rumors and speculations, we all know. Sometimes, especially Laker Nation, sometimes the first couple of rumors that we hear are just to get those guys better contracts. Uh, the media or whoever, somebody's in Russell Westbrook camp or Damien Lillard camp, they want to link their name to the Lakers because they know the Lakers has the most cachet in the league, and they do that to try to get other teams to outbid. They always done that with the Lakers, and then we get so excited about it, and then the player end up going elsewhere, and we end up always getting a player that comes out of nowhere that we had no idea, nobody was talking about it, and that seems to be always the case with us. So let's not be jumping to conclusions so quick to think, oh, we're going to get Westbrook just because they have his name connected to us. We can't be thinking like that. But at the same time, it's fun to talk about. It's fun to speculate, things like that. So I never really believe none of this stuff until I see it. But would we want Russell Westbrook? Yes. Do we really need? Is that a necessity at that position? With what he provides, it's going to be kind of awkward fit to begin with because he's not that great of a 3-point shooter. How would he play off ball with LeBron James? That's going to have to be a lot to figure out right there. Um, are their talents good enough to kind of overcome that? Yes, most nights, yes. But in the playoffs, if some great coach tries to expose your weaknesses, how will we look then? That's the question. Regular season is totally different from the playoffs. So even though Westbrook has so much cachet behind his name, would that actually benefit us by giving up what 3, 4 pieces. I don't think we have any draft picks for the near future, but you know, I heard what was it? Dennis Schroeder, THT, Kyle Kuzma, and it might have been another name thrown in there for Westbrook. I feel like our necessities right now is 3-point shooting, a second playmaker, and another big. Whether that big is like a Dwight Howard type or like a Brook Lopez type, somebody that can both stretch the floor and kind of defend there. Um, we've had Brook Lopez before, but when we had him, we were expecting him to be like a number 2. We were expecting to get like the Brooklyn Nets Brook Lopez, and we didn't get that. He kind of tailed off as soon as he got to us. But as like a role player, yes, I would take Brook Lopez right now, especially after what I've seen him do in the playoffs. So I feel like those are our necessity spots: 3-point shooting, a second playmaker to help LeBron James out, and the second playmaker has to be able to knock down threes too, and then a big man. So would we be able to still get all of that if we throw all our eggs in a basket for the big prize name? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. I saw some stuff, a couple of weeks ago about maybe Kyle Kuzma for Buddy Hield. Kyle Kuzma, and I think you would have to throw somebody else in there for the contracts to kind of match up for Buddy Hield. That's something that I would like right there, because Buddy Hield is a great 3-point shooter. And besides Buddy Hield, 3-point shooting is very hard to come by, to acquire in this league. And it seems like even when we do go out and grab a elite 3-point shooter, for some reason they get the dipping when they get to the Lakers. It's like they step in some hot lava or something when they get over here, and then they get scared. The lights are too bright or something, and their 3-point shot dips. Danny Green, players like that. They I don't know what it is. Then you have players like JJ Redick. Even these elite 3-point shooters, you would think they're elite. JJ Redick had a down year last year. Terrible year for the Pelicans. What's the guy named Harris for the Joe Harris for the Nets? He played decent all year to the playoffs, and he just burned out. He was useless. So even though these guys have great 3-point shooting behind their on their resumes, it's I don't know. It's like gambling, man. It's like gambling, but it's still a glaring need. We gonna have to nail that in the offseason, because we shot terrible in the playoffs from 3-point range. We were like one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the playoffs, if not the worst. That's terrible, and we were completely asking too much from LeBron, especially when AD went down, to carry us when guys were just clanking every single 3-point shot. Like, who is not going to compact the lane on LeBron if people are shooting that terrible? So we just have to be careful going forward. And like Damien Lillard, would I love to have Damien Lillard? Of course. Can we afford Damien Lillard? That's the question. Rob Pelinka has done a lot of things to surprise us thus far, so I wouldn't put anything past him. But at the same time, I feel like Damian Lillard is the longest shot. Out of everybody up here, Damian Lillard is the longest shot to get. And that's pretty much a pipe dream at this point. If we get him, I'll be highly surprised, but extremely happy. But more reasonable to me is finding a way to get Lonzo, trying to acquire 3-point shooting big man, point blank. So that's the sum of this video, and I got to get out of here and head to work, guys. Have fun with this nice chat with y'all this morning. But if y'all enjoyed the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe it to help this channel grow. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.